The Daddy Letters. Letter 5. Let's talk about love.
Dear daughters, I spent a lot of time in study and prayer before writing this letter. I was moved to write this letter because one of your sisters, whose name I won't mention, recently told me that she loves her boyfriend. I smiled and then asked her, "What kind of love is it?" She didn't have an answer. I don't doubt she is in love with her young man, but I fear she doesn't know enough about love to know if it is a love that will last a lifetime, or one that will fade away with the next full moon or first lover's quarrel. If it's a love that can endure hardship, or one that disintegrates when there is little time for romance. If it's a love that will bring her closer to God, or distance her from her Heavenly Father. Is it a love that can lift her to the fullest joys of oneness, or one that will stall in the skies of self-seeking? So, daughters, let's talk about love. The English word, love, is one of the most misunderstood words in our language because it has so many meanings. But the Hebrew and Greek Bibles teach us there are 6 types of love that we can experience as humans. These are, eros, erotic love, phileo, brotherly love, storge, tribal or family love, philotia, self-love, xenia, hospitable or friendly love, and agape, godly or sacrificial love. In our culture we use dating to test whether the other person inspires intensely exciting feelings and connections that we call being in love. Some of these coveted feelings are infatuation, euphoria, happiness, nervous excitement, passion, sexual attraction, lust, pleasure, giddiness, a willingness to be vulnerable, wanting to be together all the time, admiration, a desire to share most everything, connectedness where you feel your lives and thoughts merging, feeling special, they are always in your thoughts, and they become a top priority in your life. The current cultural custom of dating is a very romantic and exciting process, but it belies the purpose of Christian dating. Christian dating focuses on judging dates, or potential mates, by Christian and practical standards to assess their worthiness for marriage. A Christian woman should date to find a man she can trust with her complete well-being, future, safety, spiritual growth, home, children, economic security, dignity, her body, her mind, her loyalty, and her heart. The emotional tests prescribed in today's dating culture do a poor job helping women evaluate the worthiness of a man for marriage, and can blind them to the truth about the man they are dating. Daughters, the question you must ask yourself is not if you are in love, but rather do you love the right person, for the right reasons, with the right loves, at the right intensities? I can't emphasize enough to my unmarried daughters the importance of only dating the right kind of person from the beginning to avoid falling in love with, and possibly marrying a man who makes you feel good, but is not good for you. There is always a risk in dating of passion getting out of control, so isn't it better if that happens with a good man, especially if you were to become pregnant? Why date a man who can't, or won't, step up to his responsibilities if the mistake of premarital sex leads to pregnancy? If you are one of my married daughters, and you determine you are badly matched, you must ask how to gain a deeper understanding of all forms of love, and then engage their power to strengthen a difficult marriage. Or, if you and your husband are well matched, but your relationship is weak, figure out how to raise the intensity of all forms of love to ensure your marriage survives and thrives. Falling in love is easy, girls, but getting love, right, is hard, very hard. So, let's talk about your sister and her boyfriend of 3 months. What kind of love is she likely feeling for him? I sense there is a strong physical attraction and emotional connection between them. She is predictably consumed with starry-eyed romantic musings, therefore, eros, or erotic love, has certainly developed rapidly between them, and is continuing to grow. This concerns me because under the tyranny of romance and sexual excitement, everyone suffers impaired judgment. Science has proved that hormones from sexual excitement and infatuation induce a sort of temporary insanity. Under the influence of this hormonal potion, she is likely to see everything about her boyfriend through rose-colored glasses, and might easily miss warning signs that tell her this man might not be a good fit for her. As the saying goes, love, or eros, can make you do crazy things. This natural hormonal agitation explains why someone coined the phrase, "I am crazy about you." Passion does make you certifiably crazy, or at best dangerously irrational. In this emotional state, if someone tries to point out the obvious flaws in your boyfriend, your heart will perceive it as a threat to the dopamine-pumping bond, and it usually causes you to fight even harder to defend the relationship, driving you deeper into union with an undeserving suitor, and making you vulnerable to any ill intent he might have in mind for you. When an emotional bond becomes as strong as your sister's has so quickly, I become very suspicious that proclamations of love are built primarily upon provocations of lust, and less on a wise evaluation of her suitor's worthiness. I could be wrong, but I am concerned. I am not knocking Eros. It is a vital God-given gift to married couples. Its powerful influence blindfolds couples to each other's faults, and helps them accept each other as they are, or at least in the fog of recurring passion, it makes faults seem less important. Erotic love provides couples a retreat from the stresses of life, keeping them both more mentally healthy. Human nature is such that when we share strong emotional experiences, we become more tightly bonded and emotionally connected. The best example is how soldiers bond when they fight battles together. Suffice it to say, Eros is a brilliantly designed gift from God that serves many healthy purposes inside marriage, but it is explosive outside of marriage. I don't let the culture's perversion and misuse of Eros blind me to its beauty. Before marriage, Eros provides sufficient attraction to spur an interest in going out on a Christian date, but it must not become the focus of the relationship. It cannot be ignored, but it must be controlled until the marriage bond is in place. Because the insanity of Eros is hard to manage, I recommend my unmarried daughters develop a panel of trusted advisors to evaluate your boyfriends. You must give this panel power to override your own choice for it to work. I know it sounds scary to give up such control, but you are giving up a large measure of control anyway when you are infatuated. It is much safer to put yourself in the hands of sober-minded advisors working for your best interest. I promise you, if you pick a man to marry who possesses the right Christian virtues, human relationship skills, and compatibility to your character, personality, and values, even if he doesn't make your palms sweat with sexual attraction at first, erotic love can be nurtured and grown to earth-moving proportions over time, and place you in an epic love story. However, if you pick a man who lacks sufficiency in these qualities, even if he makes you shiver with sexual attraction, in time you will suffer a growing disconnect with him. The erotic bond may be able to patch over your marital rift, but it won't overcome it. I would hate for my daughters to be caught in a lifelong struggle with a difficult marriage. Okay, we have established that erotic love is strong, but I am sure she feels a strong filial, or brotherly love, as well because of the deep human connection her 3 months of dating has cultivated. Filio has united her and her boyfriend in a shared experience of mutual support and encouragement. Moving on, no doubt your sister is experiencing a powerful filial love because her love of self is motivating her to pair and bond with a man who makes her feel these wonderful romantic feelings. All self-seeking is not bad. The key is to make sure you satisfy this love with the right person, and the jury is still out on that question for your sister. Next, your sister is a kind-hearted person, so we can assume a strong Xenia love is stirring in her heart for him. She is obviously enjoying a special friendship connection with him that is endearing and welcoming. I remember her saying she thinks she has found her new best friend in him. Storge, or tribal family love, has not developed between them yet because they have not yet become a married tribe of two. However, if they are contemplating and imagining becoming one in marriage, there is probably an ember of this love burning in their hearts out of an excited anticipation of becoming the tribe of two. So Storge is active but awaiting growth. Finally, there is agape, or godly love, the most important and enduring love, a love hard to perfect without supernatural help from God. Agape love is a decision to give yourself away to another, so much so, that you put their happiness ahead of your own, and are willing to sacrifice self-interest for the welfare of the other. I would ask if it is likely your sister knows enough about this man to make such a commitment, or if she can assess this early, if her boyfriend is equipped to give her agape love. She is surely free to make those decisions now, but the question is, should she make those decisions now? Many people decide to offer agape love to a mate because the other loves, especially Eros, are so strong that we can't imagine why we shouldn't. It is easy to forget that there is more to marriage than friendship and romance. Unmarried daughters, make sure you know what your non-negotiables are for the qualities and characteristics of the man you are willing to marry. Lay those out before you get deeply involved in dating, and before feelings make you likely to compromise what is best for you, on behalf of what feels good to you. Married daughters, marriage is the only relationship where we can experience all 6 loves. However, it takes work to nurture all 6. They don't just grow and last because you have found Mr. Right. Stop nurturing romance, and Eros will suffer. Stop being kind, and Filio will suffer. Allow narcissism to develop, and Philotia will grow out of proportion and consume the goodwill in your marriage. And finally, stop loving God and agape love will wilt, leaving your marriage exposed to the assault of the enemy. In my next letter, I will share my opinions about the qualities all of you should seek in a man. I really enjoyed the chocolate cake you girls sent me, but I am an apple pie man. I don't mean to lack gratitude, but I'm just saying. Love. Dad.